Hey, everybody, welcome to our first podcast. I'm going to start you off with a question. Do you know the way?
Do you know the way better?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
All right, TJ, go ahead.
Take it away, TJ.
Lead away.
All right, brothers. This is our new channel. I'm TJ. We got Josh,
Hey,
got Cole,
What's
and we got Ant.
What's going on?
So, first story we're going to talk about, YouTube. We got some YouTube drama. Mr. Logan Paul, Mr. Shane Dawson. All right, I don't really know what's going on with the whole Shane Dawson thing. Apparently, this guy is a pedophile or he's not a pedophile. I don't really know what's going on with that whole thing. Josh, I don't know if you know a bit more about that.
okay, yeah, actually, a YouTube channel did upload a video saying that Shane Dawson is a pedophile, right? But what's really funny, too, is that they also ended up changing the name, saying, I think Shane Dawson is a pedophile. Here's my proof, all right? And then, apparently, is that somebody received $6,000 from Logan Paul's manager named Jeff on PayPal, all right? And apparently, they got an email from Jeff, the manager, saying, like, hey, we need you to just, like, have a 10-minute video out saying, hey, like, to make sure that this guy's a pedophile.
I seen Shane Dawson's tweets because I follow him on Twitter, and I seen that he was talking about like somebody calling him a pedophile and then him changing the name, but it still doesn't change the fact of what they called him, you know?
Yeah.
It's
No,
pretty-
totally, yeah. I mean, either way, it's all pretty messed up.
And his tweets were like, I've grown up, I've changed my content and everything, and I've changed, you know? So
Well, I mean, yeah, he did change a lot. In his past, his YouTube videos were like, they're pretty, out there. They're really out there. I remember watching his videos when I was younger, and
Were they really that bad? Like, I never
I mean,
seen him
there
as a
was one
kid. I
where
never
there was-
watched this guy.
he had a character, right? A persona. I forgot what she was called, but he would make himself dress up as
oh,
a
I
black
remember
woman,
that.
A what?
right? He would be a black woman, and like he'd be like his skin color would turn black, everything. Like he would make himself be black. I forget her name, but that was one of his characters on YouTube.
So the allegation is that Logan Paul's manager PayPal'd the account and told them to do that?
Yeah, the Logan Paul's manager ended up PayPaling somebody there, and then it was Pop Blast, that
Pop
ended up
Blast.
making a YouTube video about Shane Dawson.
Damn.
Nice.
Well, I hope he
Yeah.
got paid. To be honest, I hope the money was nice because he's definitely
Well-
gonna go to jail for that one.
He paid him. Apparently, he paid him over $6,000 on PayPal.
Wow, for defamation of character, 6,000. I don't think that's worth it.
But
Hey.
the thing is that I don't think he actually did it.
These are just
I don't-
allegations.
I don't really know him, but I don't think it's true. I just don't.
I don't think so either. The thing is too is that as soon as they ended up getting called out for this, the Pop Blast YouTube account, they ended up posting some really weird videos right after, like really messed up videos, like just random videos, and then they ended up posting like I think a Twitter video of like this lady with a baby saying, "Say you're not a pedophile, Shane Dawson," and then it was really weird, and then YouTube eventually ended up banning their YouTube account.
That's odd. Speaking of Logan Paul, I saw that YouTube decided to put his upcoming YouTube Red series on hold, and then the YouTube Red series that he was in, he got removed from, so he's not going to be in like the fourth season of it. And they removed him from their, what was it, their Google.
Isn't like Google preferred something?
Yeah,
Google
their
Google
list.
preferred, yeah.
They took him off of that, so that was crazy.
Is this honestly, is this Netflix stuff any good? Not Netflix, excuse me, but his YouTube Red stuff any good?
I mean, he has a movie out called The Thinning. I know that YouTube was making a sequel to that, and I think right now that's just put on hold. It's not like canceled, but
Yeah.
it's put on hold
I mean,
right now.
if you've seen his brother Jake Paul's acting in Disney Channel, then I don't know if Logan Paul can act either. You know,
Was he not that great?
it was atrocious to watch. That show
Yeah.
I
Really?
could not watch.
Like
Jake
no, but like
Paul's-
Jake
Jake
Paul's
Paul's?
though, like he has his own YouTube Red series, but is it, like any good? Has any of you guys ever like seen
I
it?
haven't seen it.
I haven't paid for YouTube Red, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't
Mm.
necessarily dislike Logan Paul's acting in The Thinning. I mean, I did see the movie, not entirely full through though, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as Jake. That's for sure, hands down. Jake's
It's
is
pretty bad.
so bad. I saw his on Disney Channel. That was just atrocious.
That was atrocious. I mean, all the other actors were solid for being their age, but he was definitely the oldest there, and he was definitely the worst.
I know he was very, I don't want to say, he was kind of obnoxious in the show, but he's kind of like the same way in real life. At least that's what it seems like. He's very loud, very flashy.
Oh no, for sure. And I mean, how old is he? How old is Jake Paul?
20,
I
He's
don't think-
20.
early
He's
20s, late 20s, mid 20s.
No, he's 20.
No, like 20. He has to be like 20.
No, he is 20.
He's like
I
23.
just Wikipedia, guys.
No,
I just Wikipedia. He's 20
no,
years old.
Logan's older. Logan's like 23, right?
Yeah,
Logan's
older.
22.
And
Logan's
then
22.
Logan's 22, and then Jake is what, like 20, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Jake's 20. Jake's 20 and Logan's 22.
Dang. Man.
So, I mean, they're both relatively really young. Like they're not that much older than us whatsoever.
Well, technically, I'm older than them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
technically, TJ is older than them.
He's the daddy of this podcast.
Yeah, but I mean,
TJ.
are you okay with them taking away his YouTube Red series? Like, so many people are like against that, and some people are happy for it.
So I saw Keemstar had made a post, and he said that, it's kind of not smart on YouTube's part to do that because they make money off of his YouTube Red series and stuff. So it's kind of not smart if they're putting it on hold. If Logan is pulling all these viewers in to watch it and they're paying to watch his content, it's kind of dumb to put that on hold because they're kind of losing money themselves. I think that, taking him off of their Google preferred list, I think that's fine. But I think, like Keem said, business-wise, it probably wasn't smart as far as YouTube Red goes.
Well, you gotta look at it like this too. What Logan Paul did with the recording of his video. If somebody wants to explain what he actually did, and then I'll talk about this.
Like his original video?
Yeah.
Like what happened?
Oh, you're talking about the dead body video, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So him recording the dead body and kind of giggling at it, but like, I mean, in a way, it's like, how do you process emotions towards that? Like, if it's happening right there, right now,
I
probably
wouldn't have
wouldn't.
giggled, to be
I
honest.
probably
Like,
wouldn't.
no, like here's the thing. Like, I'm not mad that he giggled. I'm not mad that he recorded it. I'm just mad that he like posted it. That's it.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Like yeah.
But on
Like-
YouTube's behalf, you gotta look at it like this: like, what they're doing to Logan Paul. Yeah, he might be the biggest. He might be bringing in the biggest bucks, but you don't want all your other employees, per se, to go on strike because of this. Then they're losing all the money because everybody is revolting against YouTube for them favoring Logan Paul. Does that make sense?
That's true. Because I think when that whole thing with PewDiePie went down, I think they took him out of his YouTube Red series, or they canceled it. I'm not quite sure what they did, but I know it had something to do with his YouTube Red series, so that kind of would have been messed up if they had done that to PewDiePie and they hadn't done that to Logan Paul. So I guess it makes sense that they at least did it to both of them. So
What they did to PewDiePie was completely unfair, in all honesty. Really unfair compared to what's happening to Logan Paul.
definitely.
You can't compare Logan Paul and PewDiePie together with what happened with both of them. He said a bad word, and what you were saying, it's Scare PewDiePie, his TV show on YouTube Red. They just ended up, they have everything recorded as well too. They have all of that recorded. The entire season is done, like season 2, but they're not going to put it out there because of what happened to PewDiePie.
Yeah, which, you can't even really compare it, like saying some edgy, content and literally recording a dead body and putting it on YouTube. They're two different beasts.
I mean, wasn't PewDiePie doing like some Nazi slurs or something like that? Or
No. All these like magazines and news outlets they completely did everything he did on video out of context. It was all out of context. Even in the beginning of one of his videos, he's like, "Watch, someone's gonna make an edit of this and make it completely out of context and make it seem like I love Nazis." And that's
Oh, and
exactly what
they
happened.
took that clip and said he loves Nazis when it was like edited out.
It's just the real life actual news people and magazines, all that stuff. They all completely made all of his content out of context.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Jeez, yeah. It seems like it happens a lot where people are editing and taking clips out of people's full videos to make it seem like something's different. It's kind of how they did it with Shane. Was that with the whole pedophile thing? They were taking clips out of videos that he said, and they were like, "Here, this is him saying that he's a pedophile." Blah 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 blah. And I think he had gone on YouTube and uploaded a video showing like the full clips instead of just the part that had been edited out to show that it had been edited out. All right, so to wrap it all up, I guess we started with Shane. You guys think that Logan Paul's manager had anything to do with the other channel starting those allegations?
No, not at all.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, for me, I don't know enough details about it, so I'm gonna have to go with no.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't really see like a motivation behind it. Like it just doesn't really make sense to me. Logan Paul, do you guys think that they should have? What do you think about them taking his YouTube Red series away and removing him from their Google list? Think it was fair?
So I think I'm okay with them getting rid of him, like the Google preferred, whatever way that works. But the YouTube Red series, I think they could have honestly kept that up there, to be honest. And bring back PewDiePie's, or however you pronounce his name. I pronounce it wrong all the time.
PewDiePie!
Yeah.
How's it going, bros? My name is PewDiePie.
There you go. And I think they should bring back his. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Keep the YouTube Red series, bring back Poods, and then taking off Google preferred is fine with me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure.
I totally agree with Anthony right there.
I think I think business-wise, it's a bad move to do anything to Logan Paul, but like in the public eye, I think worse should have happened. I think he should have gotten the extreme, because if you think about it, that's someone's life that he just showed that was taken, you know.
Yeah.
If we lose sight of the seriousness of what he did, and like look past all the fan and like the fan stuff about him, you know, he did probably one of the worst things you can do on the social media.
For sure. All right, I guess that wraps up the whole YouTube portion that we had. I guess we'll get on to the next topic. So for the second story, we have a Memphis pastor named Andy, and years later he admits to, sexual harassing a child? I guess I don't really know the full story.
Yeah, so 20 years ago, he ended up harassing a young girl. I also do not really know how old she was, but she was underage, obviously.
Mhm.
And what he ended up doing was he was supposedly going to take her home after church. He ended up going in a dark alley, I'm pretty sure. And then this is what the girl said. She ended up sending an email about it, actually. What he ended up doing was he just unzipped his pants, took out his penis, and ended up saying, "Suck it." And since she was young, she thought that was his way of saying "I love you" in a way. Like, it's like, all right, so he does care about me type of thing, right? So she proceeded to suck his penis.
Wow.
And before anything else happened, he ended up going outside the car, going to his knees, and asking God for forgiveness for what he's done. And he was screaming like, "What have I done? Oh no, this is awful." Which, my personal opinion, doesn't really change the fact of what he did, or what he
Yeah.
was thinking of doing.
Wait, so this was 20 years ago?
Yeah, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
He-
and it's
he
just
doesn't
starting to
look
come
that
back
old.
up.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's 42 now.
He was 22.
She was 17.
She was 17,
and he was
was 22.
22.
But you see, they're not titling it as statutory rape. They're saying it's assaulting, which I'm reading on the story, and it looks that way.
I don't know.
And the fact that this happened 20 years ago and now it's just coming up to me is just like,
He admitted it.
yeah, and then I remember seeing, like, I guess the whole church was like applauding, like, oh yeah, you gave your apologies, and like, we forgive you. That's what the whole church seemed like they were doing. But
That's exactly what they were doing. That's
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they were doing.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's why it ended up becoming a thing, because everyone's like, why were these people clapping for him, what he did was really messed up.
So I'm trying to think of this in like a different perspective, I guess. So like 17 and 22 are not too far off ages from each other. It's a 5-year gap.
But it doesn't matter about the age because
No.
says assault.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
I'm
And
not.
plus, like, he was a pastor. She was like, he's kind of using his like power over her. I
his
would
authority.
say
Yeah.
his authority, his status.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he was a pastor then.
Of what?
20 years ago, he was a pastor.
Yeah, well, I think he is still
He
pastor.
would have been like a pastor in training or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
like-
how the church hierarchy
Well, I
is.
have no idea.
But there's a lot of backlash I see from it.
Dude, for sure. I mean, I don't know what they can do about that now. I mean,
They
like,
can- well, right now he had a book that was scheduled for publication in July, and Bethany House, that's a publishing company, canceled the book that he was gonna do.
I mean, that's a start. Yeah, that's
wow. Is the girl like trying to press charges or something, or?
The girl actually seen it on YouTube. It was like she was disgusted by it.
Wow.
Honestly, okay, she was 17, he was 22. Being 17 years old, you can just say, no and get out the car. But I know that's a lot more easier said than done.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not that simple though.
That's very true.
Because the girl is facing a man, a grown man. 22. He might have been bigger than her. He probably was a lot bigger than her. And it's just like that scared thing of, if I get out, will he chase me or something?
I don't know. What I also do remember is that he ended up telling her not to tell anyone.
yeah. He said take it. He said take it to the grave with her. Apparently.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, now everyone's coming out. Everyone's coming out with all these sexual harassment, all sexual assault, all these other things. It's a thing. It's the hashtag Me Too thing. I don't know. I don't see why as well she would keep that a secret.
But
I can't really I don't know I've never been in that situation.
Yeah, you can't just really speak for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them don't like come out and say it because fear, and maybe that person said like this. Maybe like, I'm not saying this guy, but a lot of them, for example, will give like a threat. If you ever tell anybody this, I'll do this to you. Blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
exactly.
So I don't blame him for not telling people, like holding it in for years and years and years. And then when this whole hashtag Me Too movement comes out, this is their opportunity to say it. So, but who knows? Who knows? Like I said, that's why a lot of them don't even say anything because they're just afraid.
I think.
And then sometimes they're like, well, who will believe me? Like this guy, he's in a position of power. So who are they going to believe? This guy in position of power versus some random chick.
That is
That's
very true. He was a pastor as well too. No one would have probably believed that whatsoever. Like, a pastor really doing that? No, there's no way.
Exactly.
Let me bring up some stats real quick. Okay, I got you with this. I believe that people who say that they've been sexually assaulted, I believe it's 92% of them are correct, and like 92% of them are actually telling the truth. So that leaves for like 7% to be like lying. So like for people to be saying that why wait until now to come out with it? I believe also it's the power of the internet, and the way it's become easier to contact and to make your point get across. That's the way that these icons on like social media or just in the public eye, they are now they're like men compared. They used to be looked at mortals, but now they're like men now. You know what I mean? That now anybody can get in trouble for anything.
Talking about all this it reminded me of the story. Did you guys hear about the sex allegations that are happening with James Franco?
I heard about it. I didn't read into it.
I don't know
All right,
much
well,
about
at
it.
first it was only two women who ended up saying that he sexually assaulted them or harassed them, But now 3 other women actually came out.
Oh
as well
my
too.
god!
So
It's like
altogether,
one of
there's
those
5.
things.
There's
Me
5. Yeah,
too.
there's 5 girls now altogether saying that, or 5 women are saying that James Franco has sexually harassed or sexually assaulted them.
It seems like every other month is like some guy and like a celebrity is like, you know, they're getting accused for this or like they're getting in trouble for this, and like 5 other women come out and start like, oh yeah, he did this to me too. I'm not again like if you know if they actually did it, then shame on them. But it's like it's crazy how many like
Actually, Anthony
celebrities,
James Franco sexually assaulted me as well.
you know, like and that's a thing. Like it's so I mean, that's how much like craziness is happening in the world, and all these guys who get away with this stuff. And at least it's nice to see they're getting in trouble now, but it's kind of sickening at the same time to see like how long they gotten away with it.
So this
So,
is probably going to sound a little messed up, but honestly, James Franco is probably one of my favorite actors. Like, I love the guy; he's hilarious.
yeah,
But honestly, I could see some of those allegations being true just because of at least the personality vibes that you know he kind of gives off.
that dude,
I
that's
could
oh
kind of
my
see.
God, go ahead.
I could kind of see it.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Louis C.K. Do you guys know about Louis C.K. and what he did?
Nah, I've heard
Yes.
about that, but like, what actually
Well,
went down?
like, it's just like if you ever seen Louis C.K. like him like on his Netflix specials,
Yeah,
like I don't know, he gives me he's funny, but like he gives off a certain like vibe to me. So when all these like allegations came out, I'm like, you know, he actually admitted to him. Like, I guess like there's been a couple times where like he would go up to women and ask them like, hey, is it cool if I jack off in front of you? Can I whip out my penis and jack off in front of you? And then
Jesus.
obviously they would just like be what? Like no. And he did like he would just like whip it out and start jacking off in front of him. And he like admitted to all this too. He admitted to all this.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my God. See, as
Yeah.
far as that, like for James, I can see, you know, I couldn't see him doing anything extremely serious. I could see him, you know, joking around about that kind of stuff and, you know, maybe taking it a little bit too far, but I couldn't see him doing anything like serious to actually like hurt somebody or anything.
Mhm.
Well, on the awards show, what was it? Golden Globes, right? That's the recent one that just came out.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. So, one of the girls who actually accused him, her name is Violet Paley, on Twitter, ended up tweeting, "quote unquote, cute #times up pin James Franco. Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed penis, and that other time you told my friend to come to your hotel when she was 17, after you had already been caught doing that to a different 17-year-old question mark, end quote." And she ended up tweeting that on Twitter, as well as another girl named Sarah Kaplan. She ended up tweeting saying, "Hey James Franco, nice times up in the Golden Globes. Remember a few weeks ago you told me you would, or a few weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in your 2 movies for $100 a day wasn't expletive because I signed a contract to do it." And those are the 2 tweets that ended up popping up right now.
jeez.
He's in some dirt.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you guys also saw, he was recently on a Stephen Colbert late night show,
Mm.
and Stephen literally just asked James and brought it up right on the spot, and
No way.
James is completely just not like, he's saying like he's never done anything bad or never done anything like that. He's completely denying everything.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably got thrown on the spot. Dang.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
If it comes out he was lying about that, that's going to be even more crap added onto him.
it's like if you didn't do anything, you have nothing to be scared of or nothing to hide. You
Exactly.
know.
All right. I always like to say where there's smoke, there's fire. So, but I mean, I don't always think that's true, but you know, I feel like in a lot of cases it is sort of true. So,
We live in a
Especially-
rough time to be a white male.
I mean,
It
as well
is.
too, it's like it's really hard for people to also believe these things, especially with a celebrity. Like, you've seen these people on like big screens, you know, you think you might know their personality, who they might be. It's just really hard to believe watching one of these people you sometimes really admire do something this bad. It's like really hard, and you just instantly assume, you know, it can't be real. It's fake.
Exactly. Yeah, I could definitely see that too. Like if somebody that I admired so much, allegations came out that they, you know, sexually assaulted somebody or anything for that matter, I would be crushed. I'd be like, dude, I've been looking up to this guy for years. Like, what's going on?
Wait,
It'd be a blow. I wouldn't want to believe it.
let me say this. So y'all are talking about how like people can't believe that that celebrities would do this, but what about Logan Paul though? You know, like this can go back to that too. He's technically a celebrity, and like what he did, people are still looking like they can't believe it's wrong. You know.
True.
I feel like this is somewhat in the same case, but not the severity of it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like craziness going around.
I mean, if you want to know something, my mom didn't really care about the whole body incident thing.
No way.
She saw the video and she's like, I mean, it doesn't really affect me personally.
No, it's, you know what? I will say this. Like, remember how last week all of us here were like so like, you know, emotionally like into the conversation and the rant we were talking about. Like now, I don't even care. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, for real.
Like, and this happens all the time. Like people get so into a conversation. Yeah, it's more in the moment. We were just in the moment. Now I just like I don't even care about that situation. It doesn't affect me. I'm over it. Like I'm not. I was never crying about it, but it's just like I don't even care. Like yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I think people need to. Yeah, and all these people who are still crying about this need to get over it. Like,
yeah, honestly, I mean,
it kind of reminds me. Okay, this isn't as bad as Logan Paul, but that just you saying that a little phrase "get over it" reminds me of the H&M thing. You know how did the black the kid, you know, wearing that little craziest little monkey in the jungle sweater. The mom ended up replying to H&M saying, "Just get over it." She was there, she saw it, and she didn't think it was a big problem whatsoever. And she's telling everyone else to just get over it. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
No, I agree with her.
Parents would have had to see what their kids are getting put in. Like, jeez.
No, I agree with her. Like, I think a lot of people just like to cry, and then again, the next week they forget about it. All those people who were crying about H&M a couple days ago are going to be back in the store buying their clothes the next week.
That's what
this happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like how you wanted to be vegan, but you couldn't keep up with that, eh?
Look, all right. I only stopped being vegan because of Thanksgiving. All right, I'm gonna go back to being vegan. I'm just taking a little break. I'm a part-time vegan.
There's no such thing.
I'm a part-time vegan.
You can't be a part-time.
I'm a part-time vegan. Seriously.
All right, guys. In the comments down below, can you be a part-time?
Yeah,
vegan?
you can be a part-time vegan.
Yeah, you can, bro.
Yes, you can. Look, the thing is with me, I'm not like, I'm doing it for 3 reasons, but like my number 1 reason is for like health benefits, like for the animals and for the earth, are my number 2 and 3. All right, but you can still be a vegan. I'm just doing it part time. Like maybe a couple months I'll eat meat, and then a couple months I'll be vegan. All right. So that's a thing.
All right.
That's the thing with.
Just comment down below if you think you can be part-time vegan.
You can. It's just not correct, and it's not really accepted.
You just said it's not correct, bro. You just contradicted yourself.
Because that's the thing. You ask like really hardcore vegans, they're like, "What? You gotta be vegan all the time?" But I can still be vegan part time. No, but I'll leave it up to comments.
Being an on and off vegan, you're a fake vegan.
Let's leave it up to the comments.
Leave it up to comments. All right.
All right. So we'll wrap this story up. Does anybody have any final comments about the priest or James Franco? Anything you guys might want to add?
What the priest did was pretty messed up, and I think nobody should have praised him or clapped for what he did or coming out with it. I think he also should be in trouble for it. With the whole what was the other thing? With the whole James Franco thing. I mean that's he could have possibly done that. I mean, who really knows? You know, he's a pretty shitty looking guy.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think as far as the priest goes, sure. I mean, I guess in some people's eyes, maybe he did a good thing by coming out. You know, most other people who have sexually assaulted somebody before, and it comes out, they're not typically the ones who come out and say, "Hey, I did this." So, I guess I can kind of understand how people would be like, "Hey, at least he, said it himself." But no, I don't think he deserves any recognition or any sort of praise for that at all. And then as far as James Franco goes, I love the guy. I hope these allegations aren't true, but at the same time, I could see them being true.
One word: disgusted.
One word: fake news.
That's 2.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said.
Yeah.
You guys took the words right out of my mouth.
Short and sweet, like you're vegan.
Yeah,
Ooh.
definitely.
So I guess for the third story, superhero movies coming out in 2018. Now that it's a new year, looks like we're starting it off in February. We have Black Panther.
I'm actually gonna watch that one.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I thought you didn't care about Black Panther or any superhero movies.
I care about the cool ones, bro. He's a cool one.
I honestly think Black Panther could be one of my new favorite superheroes. I really liked him in Civil War. He just seems like a total boss. Like, I'm excited for that movie. I'm so excited for it.
Well, did you already hear? They already apparently. I saw this on a Twitter thing, Twitter news. Apparently they're sold out with pre-sold tickets and everything.
Yes,
like that.
I did see that. Some theaters are already sold out, and the movie doesn't come out for another month.
And it's already sold out, which already shows the hype
It's
for this
crazy.
movie.
And then
Hype is
honestly,
real.
yeah, I think it's kind of groundbreaking too, because just like how DC had with Wonder Woman, you know, a first woman-driven superhero story, you know, that was a first, and that got a lot of positive feedback on it. I think Black Panther is going to do a similar thing with being the first African American.
Well, no, there was that slave movie.
Or as far as superheroes go.
All right, I mean I guess so. I mean, like, fun fact little here: Black Panther was actually the first black superhero in mainstream comics ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Which is definitely cool, and he's going to be the first black superhero to have his own solo movie. Obviously, we've had other people like Rhodey, you know, War Machine, and Falcon, but Black Panther is going to be the first guy to have his own solo film, so that's really cool.
That's exciting.
After that, we have the New Mutants in April, which is kind of putting a new twist on, you know, the X-Men mutants, which will be interesting. It has Macy Williams from Game of Thrones is going to be in there.
Is that Sansa?
No, it's Arya.
Arya's in it?
Yep.
God. She's
If you've seen the
adorable.
trailer, it looks honestly, I think it looks kind of creepy, which is really interesting, honestly. That, you know, if you watch the trailer, it really doesn't look like a superhero movie, but it's based about mutants, you know?
Nice.
Then after that, May, we have Infinity War, which honestly, I'm freaking mind blown about that. I watched the trailer so many times when it came out. I'm unbelievably excited for that.
I've never had so much goosebumps run down my entire body after watching that trailer.
Wait, trailer for what?
Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be great, honestly. And I think a lot of people are going to die, honestly.
No, in the comic comic series, half of the entire Avengers die. They legitimately just die.
They don't stand a chance. Like, all of the Infinity Stones against, like, I can't even explain. Words can't even come out of my mouth.
For a fact, Vision is gonna die. That's a no-brainer right there. He was gonna die.
He has
Hands
an
down.
Infinity Stone in his forehead.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. But just like, if you think about it, the power of one stone on its own
is equivalent to literally destroy like an entire like little universe or like a planet. It's equivalent to destroy planets.
It didn't kill Peter Quill.
That's because he isn't all human. He is actually part of. He's a god.
Yeah, he was like a demigod, kind of.
Cool.
He has the blood of a demigod, is what we should say.
Yeah.
I want a blood of
You
the
actually
demigod.
find that out in Guardians. You find that out in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
I know. I watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy. Just the power of one stone, and Thanos is most likely eventually going to have all five. I can't even think of a way that they could defeat him, but I'm interested to see how that's going to play out.
Spider-Man will.
Obviously. See, no, I thought it was going to be Ant-Man. Ant-Man's going to save the day. The Wasp. Oh, yeah. After that, we have Deadpool 2 coming out in June.
That one's going to be really good.
Honestly,
yeah.
It took me a while. It took me a while to watch the first Deadpool because before it came out, I got all this hype. And I was like, dude, why does everybody love Deadpool? Like, I had never heard anybody say anything about Deadpool growing up. Like, Never once did I hear anybody talk about Deadpool. And then all of a sudden, this movie's coming out, and everybody's hyped up about Deadpool. And I was like, dude, screw the hype. I don't want to see that movie. So I didn't. I didn't watch it for the longest time. Kept hearing great things about it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to watch it because it's so mainstream right now. I don't know why. I was just being a rebel. But after a little bit, I finally watched it. It was hilarious. It was great.
Deadpool is a pretty great movie. I watched it as soon as it came out. I was a big fan of Wolverine, and Deadpool showed up in a lot of his comics and here and there. So I loved the character instantly. So I was like, I have to watch this movie. And I'm already a big fan of Ryan, what's his name?
Reynolds, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah. I'm already, I guess, not that big of a fan. But I've watched lots of his movies, and I've always thought he did really good in the mix-up. He did his best for Green Lantern, but that's a movie we should not talk about whatsoever. That was a bad movie.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all want to know a secret?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I still haven't seen Deadpool.
Yeah, me neither.
No way.
No way.
No, like I told you guys, like I don't really watch movies. Like I'm like the odd man out in this conversation. Like I don't really watch them. Like most movies you guys seen, I never watched in my entire life.
As far as
Why
movies
don't you watch
go,
movies?
I'm an addict.
It's just like I don't know. Like I never cared to go like see him in the first place. Like, I only
feel
care
like
to go
if
to movie
Ann
theaters.
started watching more movies, he would most likely become really into movies.
Maybe I would. It's just like I just don't care to start. Like the last movie I seen in theaters was like I think it was like 2 years ago, like the 007 movie that came out, and it was just
That's
completely
not
trash.
even a good movie. That's
that
such
was
a
like
trash.
that.
It was
I
trash.
forgot- What was it called?
Spectrum, I think.
I think so, yeah. And it wasn't my choice. It was just I was just my friends, and they were just like, "Hey, let's go watch a movie." I was like, "Oh, whatever," and we went to go see that movie.
What we're gonna
So.
do is we're gonna go watch Avengers: Infinity War in Orlando, May 4th. Alright?
That's fine. Like I go when I'm with friends, but like that was the last time I ever went to go see
Oh, yeah.
movies.
That's going to be great. It's going to be great.
But the one movie I will see is like I think you guys will see it soon, but I'll wait till you guys see it. But I don't know. Movies never really. It's never cared to see them.
I gotcha. This next movie was interesting to have on the list because if you think of superhero movies, I know most people think of Marvel and DC, but this next movie is Incredibles 2.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
for
I'll see that
this.
movie. Like I'll see
That's
that
the
movie.
one.
That's for sure.
I'll be watching
is
that
great.
for sure.
Because literally we are all in our 20s and we all just blew up about hearing about the Incredibles 2. Like, the first movie was great. We've been waiting years for Incredibles 2 to come out. Years. I cannot
Honestly,
wait.
when I found out they're making a sequel, man, I was just I've been preparing, man. I was so excited to finally hear that they're making a sequel. When I saw the trailer, the little teaser trailer,
I was saying.
I wonder if the
I had more
Undertaker's gonna be in
goosebumps.
it.
What?
The Undertaker. You know, at the end of Incredibles, how the guy comes up from the ground. He's like,
Oh
I
yeah,
am
no,
the
no, yeah.
Undertaker.
They're starting the movie right off the bat from where the last one ended.
That's
So
what I
there's-
heard. They're starting it right after. Like, literally the next scene is what I
Yeah,
heard.
like literally how that first movie ended. They're starting it off
I just
right
got
there.
Goosebumps, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's going to be great. I'm amazingly excited for that. After The Incredibles, that's coming out in June, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out in July, which honestly, I forgot that movie was even a thing until about a month ago. I forgot it was coming out. I saw the first movie. I saw the first Ant-Man. It wasn't horrible, but it was kind of forgettable.
I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great when I watched it. You're right though. It was kind of forgettable, but it's nothing bad. You know, it's just
No.
yeah. It was just like
Honestly,
yeah. But
I
my
like-
favorite
I
character,
like the acting.
yeah, my favorite character hands down though was his Mexican friend, his
Yes.
Hispanic friend.
He
That
was
was
hilarious.
he was so funny.
They had really great actors in the movie, and it was great. And then at the beginning of the movie as well, how they had Peggy Carter was in the beginning, I believe,
Yes, yes,
and Howard Stark, I believe, was also there.
yes.
I thought that was really great at the beginning to kind of have that tie in with the other films. That was pretty cool. I will definitely watch it, but my expectations for it are very low.
Oh, hands down, yeah.
After that, we were talking about this earlier. We have Venom coming out in October.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
That
He's always
was-
been my favorite Marvel character. Him and Carnage. Hopefully
Oh,
Carnage gets
yes.
a movie. Like Carnage
is
and Venom
I believe,
will always be my top two. But
I believe-
I can't wait for that movie.
movie. At least that's what
I don't know if you guys saw, but they ended up for a con. I'm pretty sure for Brazil, they ended up having little like they were talking about the movie, and you get your first little clip of Eddie Brock. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a sneak peek of Eddie Brock, and the actor playing him is he was Bane. He was Bane in Batman. What's his name again?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. That's what it is. I've
Which is
seen
interesting.
I've seen a couple of his movies. He's a pretty good actor.
He's a great actor, and the thing for me is, growing up on the old Spider-Man movies, they had I forget the actor's name who played Venom in the third Spider-Man movie. He was from Friends, or not Friends, that 70s show.
That 70s show.
He's from that 70s show. And it's just funny to see how like he was a very kind of skinny, scrawny guy, and opposed to Tom Hardy, and he's a big guy.
Tom Hardy is a lot bigger than him. You're talking about Topher Grace. I'm pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah.
And
But-
in the Spider-Man 3 movie, he was really scrawny.
It'll be Tom Hardy. I've never seen him in a bad role, so I don't think it can go wrong, honestly.
He did mention that he is going to do his literal best to play this character and
I can't
not
wait.
try to let you down whatsoever.
It's going to be amazing. After that, also, I do think it's fitting. Venom is kind of like a darker character. I think it's fitting that it comes out in October.
That's really good. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, too, who isn't afraid of Tom? You know, that guy is a pretty scary guy. If you were walking next to him and he gave you like just an intimidating face, you would walk away, man. That he is a scary guy.
Oh yeah. After that, in November, we have X-Men: The Dark Phoenix coming out, which I had heard a little bit about. I didn't completely know that this was actually a movie that was about to come out until recently. I thought it was just fake news, but it is a movie, and it is coming out in November, which will be interesting. I love X-Men. I don't think there's been an X-Men movie that I didn't like. Like, even the ones that were kind of bad, like, let's be honest, X-Men Origins Wolverine was not that great of a movie. I didn't hate it. I hated their portrayal of Deadpool in the movie, but overall, like, the storyline with Logan, I liked that aspect of it.
So what they're gonna do though, the Phoenix Saga. Have you heard about the Phoenix Saga?
No.
Really? That's like the biggest X-Men story ever. With
Well,
Jean
tell
Grey
me
and all
about
that. TJ, you gotta catch up on your Phoenix stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, so this should be a pretty dark storyline, and it's gonna be played by Sansa. So
Oh yeah, another mutant played by a Game of Thrones star. Yep.
There's always a Stark and Winterfell.
Always the Stark and Winterfell.
And it's gonna be a pretty good movie too. They're gonna be revamping all of the new X-Men characters, especially how what is it? Disney just bought Fox, so that there could be a possible crossover with like X-Men and the Avengers, and like X-Men,
That would be interesting, especially how they have their younger cast now. That would be interesting because they're going to fit in really well, age-wise. They could potentially mix that up real well.
You know what's funny? The Avengers are all old people too.
Yeah.
Well,
Parker,
a
but-
lot of their contracts are coming to an end now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So amen to all those that die in Infinity Wars. Your contracts.
You guys played all your characters fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
All your actors did a fantastic job. Good job.
Oh, yeah. And then closing the year out is Aquaman, which Jason Momoa is
He's
of my
a hunk, man.
He's one of my idols. He's amazing.
He is one attractive dude.
But are you excited for Aquaman? Like I'm excited
I've seen
for the
Justice
actor.
League. I've seen Justice League. All right, he played an amazing Aquaman.
I'm excited for the actor. I'm not quite as excited for the movie.
feel
I
bad
honestly think
that is
he'll do
Aquaman.
good.
See, I think that he does a good job as Aquaman, but I just think that whole age-old debate, Marvel versus DC, I just think Marvel has done such a better job at developing their characters than DC has, and their whole, storyline and everything.
I
I'm
think
just
it's because
I'm not there with DC yet. I'm not there. I just think that the way they're putting these movies out and everything, it's just a shot.
Wonder Woman was really good.
Wonder Woman was a success. I'll give it that. I loved Wonder Woman, but that is the only DC movie that I have actually genuinely liked so far.
I feel like the only reason why though DC isn't doing as good as Marvel is just because I feel like they're just kind of trying to rush it out there,
I think so.
It took them a while to finally put those movies out, and they ended up just coming out a little too late. But
So
the whole Marvel and DC talk right there. DC though, I will give them this: their animated movies are amazing, much better than Marvel.
See,
DC
that
does-
is what I will give them too as well. Growing up as a child, when I watched cartoons, it was Batman. It was Green Lantern. I didn't watch Marvel comics, or Marvel cartoons growing up. It was always DC, Batman all the way.
The Justice League cartoon, amazing.
Oh yeah, dude, they were great.
Exactly.
Teen Titans. I watched Teen Titans when I was a kid
Not
too.
the new one, the old
I
one.
don't
No.
like the new Teen Titans.
No, the original Teen Titans.
The original ones. That was actually really good. That was
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
But definitely, if you, it's just crazy if you look at the list for superhero movies coming out in 2018. A majority of them, 97% are Marvel films, and you have that one DC film coming out at the end of the year.
They put Aquaman in a crappy position.
Honestly, yeah, I'm sure Aquaman isn't going to do that good in the box office with all these Marvel movies coming out, and people
Oh,
already
yeah.
thinking that DC is already going to make a crappy movie.
I mean, no doubt, DC has its fan base, so I know people are going to go. And honestly, I would go. If not for DC, I would go to watch Jason Momoa kick
Hands down. Hands
some
down.
tail in this
I
movie.
did. I like I said, I loved him in Justice League. I also like the Flash as well too. Those were the two main characters that I loved in the movie.
Oh, yeah. I heard he was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the movies coming out in 2018. I don't know, Josh, and I know Ant's not really a moviegoer. Cole doesn't really like superheroes too much. I don't know, Josh, if you have a
I'm going to
particular
all
movie
of these
that you're
movies.
most looking forward to out of these.
I'm going to every single movie, that's for sure. I am most excited though about either, at least superhero wise, Avengers Infinity War, but movie wise, The Incredibles.
Yes, I'm excited about that too. But if I had to pick one, probably Infinity War.
Yeah, if I had to
It's
pick
gonna be
one, I would.
Most
I would.
anticipated.
You're
Yeah.
right. I mean, if anyone in the comments would like to comment what movie you're most excited for, totally comment down below.
Oh yeah.
And okay, well, I mean, I guess that's it for today. Hey. All right, everyone. Well, that's it for this podcast. My name's Josh. That's TJ over there.
Ooh.
Cole
Ah.
and Anthony.
Bye bye.
And yeah, so we'll see you again next week. And just remember, guys, don't lose the way.
Don't lose
the way.
Don't lose the way. Don't lose the way.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.